Hi Cancer. Let's do your 2025 wrap up. See what you've been up to this year, what you're leaving behind, what's coming in the new year. Let's see what the cards have to say. I'll start with the tarot before moving on to oracle decks. We have the three of okay. There's hope. There's hope. We had the Three of Swords coming out in the reverse, which is heartbreak, like deep heartbreak, real, like feeling it in your body type of heartbreak, right? Like not being able to catch your breath and all that. But we have the Page of Cups coming out in the upright as well. So for all the heartbreak you went through, yeah, okay, you settled into yourself. You've this is very actually it's not unlike you at all. You can take the reins, you know, Cancer. You're usually seen as a sensitive sign, which you are, but sensitivity means you have access to all emotions. I always need people to understand that. And I guess you've accessed a really hopeful emotion within this year. Through all the heartbreak, you've kept a hopeful attitude is what I'm hearing, and you try to bring stability into your life. You have the Page of Swords, so a lot of immature but determined energy when it comes to your feelings and your thoughts, new perspectives, just the way I'm hearing you let your triggers, exactly, for all the shit you've went through, you try to learn something from it. I'm hearing that for all the heartbreak you went through, you try to learn some sort of lesson from it. You are really focused on healing. You're giving me wounded healer energy, very powerful. And you might have gone through a lot, and people can't really see that you've gone through all that this year because you've come out of it so strong and so hopeful and still determined to like change your life around, is what I'm hearing, despite all this heartbreak, despite all this grief and loss and pain. And yeah, what did you rest in? It's like you rested within yourself. You found, for all the chaos that surrounded you, for all the instability that surrounded you, you tried to see the positive in it. You really tried to, almost in an ironic way, like you might have lost your house and you were like, oh nice, now I have the opportunity to explore what it's like living in nature instead of saying that you're homeless, you know what I mean? Or you might have gotten your heart broken, and you felt like you might have told yourself, this is so nice that I'm able to have this kind of experience that really shows how much I love, how capable I am of love. So I'm seeing that you've remained a very much positive, almost toxic positivity is how other people would see it, but you understood that you needed that to manifest what you really want. You understood, you're very in tune with your own emotions, even through all this heartbreak. And no one is saying that it wasn't hard. It was hard to accept a lot of this change. At first, it was hard to, like, you put yourself in a stagnant energy at first, which caused a lot of delays, and that fucked with you. So you just moved on, but you moved on in a way where it wasn't you repressing your emotions. It was just you switching the way you look at what's happening. 0330 on the timer, which is really nice when I just said switching. So Cancer, what else? Let's get some more tarot cards before we move on to the oracle deck. And this time for sure, I'm going to pull from the pocket archetype that I got in the mail today. I was going to use it on Taurus, I think, but I forgot. So let's see what else wants to come out. The cards keep jumping back in, but we have the star coming out in the upright, and I guess this is the last card because there's nothing on the bottom or the top. The star is all about spirituality. It's being calm. It's being, like, not just being calm within yourself, but it's almost like patience. It's like you see him pouring the water too, just like temperance does, you see. But this energy is more, this is Aquarius. Patience, temperance is fire energy. We have the triangle right in the middle. I'm not sure where, I don't have the card with me right now, but anyway, you can look it up. You've stayed hopeful. More than anything, this is hope. This is, even if you're wasting some, like, I don't know how to explain this imagery, but you see how he's pouring from one, like the water is being poured from one into the other, right? Like he's, or there, it's not a he's, I mean, it's a there, okay? It doesn't matter what they are. But it's like you're pouring from one well into the other where it's dry. You saw how barren the landscape around you was this year. You saw how shit the people around you were, how shit the circumstances around you were, but you know that you have an abundant inner well to get some like that water from, and so you poured it onto this barren land around you. You change your circumstances just by changing your perspective on these circumstances, and that is mature. So there's something coming in the next year that I can feel, and I'm feeling called to. Okay, first of all, let's take the pocket archetypes and then move on to the soul deck. It has this little, let me show you. Okay, it looks like this. Cute. And it has this little guidebook in here. Very sweet. I'm going to pause each time because I'm not familiar with this deck yet. So I'm going to pause each time when a card comes out just to get the meaning and read it to you. So let's see. Let me shuffle it first. There we go. These were really hard to shuffle because they're so round, but I kind of got it done somehow. 555 on the timer. So, oh, we have one flying out immediately. I'd like to get 3 to 5. No way. We have 5 coming out exactly. So the first card that came out is the box. And then we have the mentor, the orphan, the starborn, and the eternal child. Inner child energy is getting strong already, but I want to use the pocket, oh, it's so cute, the guidebook to see what these cards mean. So let me check the box first. It took a while to find it, but I have the box, the meaning of the box right here. Anyway, the cage, the rules, the norm, also known as the box. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected, kind of like the Hierophant. It holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There is a box around you now, made of some type of confining thought. What is it? The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is part of its multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Okay, oh, keep going. Breakthrough, an exquisite life requires it. I think you understood that. That's why we have the Emperor coming out here. You understand that it's important for you to break out of what other people expect you to be like or act like. When dealing with pain too, everyone has their own ways of dealing with grief. So you did that. Let's move on to the next cards. We don't have much time left. So the way these cards are structured, it's like different, how can I say, different parts of yourself, or there's selves, there's places, there's feelings, there's stuff like that, right? Like initiations, just different parts of the hero's journey is what I'm sensing. And there was just one place that you found yourself in, and that was the box. Once you got out of the box, all of the other cards that came out, the 4 other cards, we have the orphan, the eternal child, as well as the starborn and mentor. So this is that's why it feels like some sort of initiation almost. You've discovered parts, like different selves, parts of yourselves, and that's how you were able to deal with your outer circumstances, because you access different emotions, different parts of yourselves. But let's move on to actually reading the cards. The starborn, also known as the divine child, the star child, and the destined, an elusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are set to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insights. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than a series of logistics. Read the story of the 3 fates and envision yourself from born under the stars with a unique destiny. So I don't have time to read the other ones. I'm pretty sure you can find it online though. What the other cards that came out, let me hold them up for you to see. We have the starborn, the eternal child, the orphan, the mentor, and the box. So amazing, Cancer. Amazing. Good job this year.